Imagine a $1 million bounty put on you.
And it's our folks to start focusing, because the war is going to be devastating to Israel. And there'll be people that are all upset. But karma, when you in the United States create this much havoc in the world, this day had to come. This is Judge Napolitano, and one of my favorite people, Professor Morandi from Tehran, is going to be having a conversation. But I want you to think about your priorities. Your priorities as a United States citizen, a person that votes, a person that's supposed to be able to hold your government accountable, well, now's the time, folks. You call your congressional representatives up. You tell them to shut this thing down, meaning Netanyahu has to be, he's already gone, but the regime has got to be stopped. And so you've got Smotrich and the other ones out there pushing the war machine for this little teeny country called Israel. This is the size of New Jersey. Think about it, folks. This entity has created, we'll call it World War III, but it's the Great Reset. So there's some positive notes coming. Let's get after this one. You can see Professor Morandi and Judge Napolitano, who I love dearly. I love listening to him and the question he asks and just the care he has for our country. And this isn't Republican or Democrat, folks. This is just plain ordinary common sense.
And rejected. What if sometimes to love your country, you had to alter or abolish the government? What if Jefferson was right? What if that government is best which governs least? What if it is dangerous to be right when the government is wrong? What if it is better to perish fighting for freedom than to live as a slave? What if freedom's greatest hour of danger is now?
Hi, everyone. Judge Andrew Napolitano here for Judging Freedom. Today is Thursday, March 26th, 2026. We are joined today by my dear friend, Professor Mohammad Morandi, who joins us live from Tehran, Iran. Professor Morandi, thank you for your time. Thank you for your courage. Thank you for your presence. Thank you for your analysis. I must start by asking, how are you and how is your family?
Thank you very much for inviting me.
Listen closely.
Judge, it's always a pleasure being on your show. They're all good, although as I said before the show, I try not to see anyone because I don't want to cause any trouble for any of my loved ones or any of my friends or even people who I don't know. So I try to be as isolated as possible.
Professor Morandi, are you a target of the Israelis and the Americans?
I don't know, but there is a verified account on Twitter that has a paid partnership that I think 6 days ago now, they put an ad, they posted a tweet where they're doing fundraising to $1 million to kidnap me. And I've complained to Twitter, and so have apparently many, many thousands of others. But Twitter refuses to remove it. And of course, by kidnapping, it implies torture and murder, ultimately. I, of course, am not going to be intimidated, but I think it does expose a great deal about the workings of social media companies in the United States.
Who would be behind this? The Israelis, the Americans, or both? I mean, you're an American. You're an American citizen. You were born in Virginia, USA.
Well, I was born in the United States, but I think when it comes to opposing U.S. policy and the U.S. empire, no one gets a free pass. So from what I hear, and I have not really pursued this, It's an Israeli, a shadowy Israeli Zionist Ukrainian organization.
Imagine that, folks. Imagine that. They're coming after you because you speak the truth. They're coming after you because you're Iranian.
Investigating how is it possible that Twitter can be used to gather money to kidnap someone. And of course, as I said, this kidnapping implies torture and murder ultimately, because that's what they do. They're carpet bombing Iranian cities. They are bombing hospitals. They bomb elementary schools. They bomb ambulances. They bomb family cars. A young boy just died a couple of hours ago. He was the last remaining person in the family car. His parents and his siblings were all killed, and he died a couple of hours ago. So this is, so I have no expectations. But, Judge, all these people on the streets across the country supporting the armed forces and the state and the leader, and I'm sure you've seen footage of it, when the U.S. and the Israelis fire missiles at them, and I was at one huge gathering where that happened, people stood their ground. No one budged, even though people were killed. In the rally that I was at, a woman was murdered by the missiles, but no one moved. And when 16-year-old teenagers don't budge, and whereas they could have gone home and do what teenagers do, I don't have the right to back down.
Wow. What is life like in Tehran today? Do students go to school? Do the government services work? Do people do shopping? Do they live their lives with any semblance of normality, notwithstanding what's coming down from the skies?
Well, when the war started, it was the holy month of Ramadan, so most people were fasting. And it was approaching the new year. So because the Iranian New Year is on the first day of spring, we call it Nowruz. It's a very ancient celebration. And so during the last weeks of the old year, during Ramadan, people were shopping because people usually do that. But since the war started, a lot of people left Tehran. When they bombed the elementary school and killed all those kids, the government shut down schools and universities. So most people left Tehran, or at least a large number of people left Tehran, and the government encouraged it. After the new year, what happens always is that Tehran is empty. So Tehran is sort of like what it was during the last 2-3 weeks of Ramadan and at the beginning of the war, because people go for vacation. So it's still a quiet city. I mean, if you go out, there's some shops that are open. There is some traffic, but not heavy traffic, and not all that many shops are open. But outside of Tehran, I don't know. I mean, usually people during this holiday, they go to different cities. So some cities are usually very crowded. Esfahan, which is a very old city and a very beautiful city, they usually have many people visiting for the new year, but it's been severely bombed during the past few days. So I don't know what's going on much outside of Tehran, but in Tehran...
So wrap your head around that one. They bombed the shit out of Esfahan. Why? Was there some strategic target? No. You have to think about this. Israel and the United States created Gaza. They bombed the fuck out of it. Disintegrated everything. This is how they think. This is who's operating our country, folks. Do you approve of this? You're a Christian? Do you approve of our government spending literally trillions of dollars now to liquidate people so that the gangster capitalists, and Trump is the perfect representative of it, can go into some country and just steal their resources, and if you're in their way, murder you? All of you? This is the Conscious Hour, folks. It's time to wake up. Time to make the phone call. Time to tell your elected officials you never vote from them again. Get active. Get vocal. This is the Conscious Hour. Please like and share. And please hit the donate button so I can get some more people involved with this production. Thank you so much.